Welcome traders. In this week's session, I'm going to be showing you how you can trade Dogecoin on our PrimeXBT crypto futures platform. Now, Dogecoin was initially launched back in 2013, inspired by a couple of engineers as a light-hearted and fun cryptocurrency inspired by the Shiba Inu dog. Later thereafter, Doge became the first meme coin, and after that paved the way for many more meme coins to follow. Now, over the many years, we have seen the likes of Elon Musk share his love for the cryptocurrency, namely Dogecoin, and that is, in my opinion, the reason why I see so much adoption in these meme coins today. Today, we see Dogecoin sitting as high as 7th in terms of the highest market cap traded cryptocurrencies in the world, with a market cap of over $56 billion. So let's dive further into Dogecoin, and let me show you today how you can trade it on the PrimeXBT platform. So if you have not already signed up an account, you can do so by going to our main landing page. I'm on this page over here right now. You can click on the register button or open account, and you can obviously verify yourself and do the necessary steps in order to get access to the platform. I'm going to pop over into my account, and as you can see over here, this is pretty much the main landing page where you will see all of your source of fundings that have been sitting into your account, whatever deposit feature you may have chosen. So if you go over here and click on the deposit function, you will be able to actually have a couple of options. One, you can either deposit through crypto, or you can use fiat currency from your local bank or whatever it may be. And once you have obviously got your funding in your account, you can click on the main PrimeXBT logo to kind of view all of your funding that has come into your account. So if you have a look over here, you've got a couple of options. You've got wallet, CFD trading, crypto futures, copy trading, and contests. So if you click on all of those are basically your wallet address accounts where the funding is currently sitting. And if you have a look here, this is the main account. So when you make your initial deposit into the account, it will sit over here under wallet. And depending on which terminal you would like to use, so obviously we have both the CFD trading as well as the crypto futures trading platforms to use. You will need to make the necessary transfer into those accounts to be able to trade the different currencies or cryptos that you may be interested in. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can transfer USD Tether. You can see it's currently sitting in my wallet account. It's got my destination or main landing account currently set as CFD trading. I need to click on that and actually go and select crypto futures. Okay, you'll see there, if you've already got funding in your account, it will tell you the balance that you have. If you don't have any funding, then obviously you need to do this process. So over here where it says amount, you can choose how much you would like to transfer. I'm going to show you how you can just transfer $100. Go confirm. It will then say transfer complete in the bottom right hand corner. You might not be able to see that because of my screen size. But once that has happened, you can then go over to your actual desired terminal in which you can make necessary trades from. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to trade Dogecoin, and that is going to be on our crypto futures platform. So if you have a look over here, it will look something like this. This is the main terminal. You'll have a nice built-in integrated trading view chart that looks something like this. You then have your sort of execution sort of widget or terminal, if you want to call it that, over here on the right hand side. And then you have also all the order book data flow where you can pretty much see all the recent transactions that are coming through. You can see the amount of currency or coins purchased at any given point in time. And you can obviously see the price in which it is being bought at. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. You can then also have a look at the bottom left hand corner. You might not be able to see that right now on my actual landing page, but pretty much here you can see a couple of things. So you can see pretty much your positions, your orders, fills, history, statistics. That's depending on how many trades you've taken, transactions, equity, as well as your activity log, right? So depending on how active you are within the platform, that will obviously have all the necessary data depending on what you execute in here. So if you have a look now on the left hand corner underneath the PrimeXBT logo, we have ADA USD Tether. Now that is Cardano. So I will need to go and click on that to go and find the necessary asset that you'd like to trade. You can either go and scroll through here as it is all in alphabetical order, or if you know the ticker you're looking for, so for example Dogecoin will be just Doge USD Tether, you can then click on the favorite sign and that will actually remember it for you. And pretty much all you need to do is click on that in order to bring up Dogecoin itself, right? So now you'll have a look over here and you can pretty much see the actual integrated trading view chart of Dogecoin with a live price action of around 0.38 cents per the dollar for one Dogecoin. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell in terms of navigating to find the actual execution terminal. If you have a look over here, you've got three options, right? So if you have a look over here, you've got your free margin, you've got the equity as well as your account. Now, keeping in mind, equity is the amount of funding that you've transferred into the account, and depending how many orders or transactions you may have placed, that'll obviously have an impact on the amount of free margin you have available to trade. So for example, if you have a look over here, I've got some orders that are sitting here currently, hence why my free margin might actually be a bit less, because depending on what happens with Bitcoin, I think these are some limit buys on Bitcoin. So depending on if I get actually executed in those positions or not, we will always try keep your accounts so that you have enough margin in the account to be able to trade. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. Here you've got a couple of options, so you can either market buy, limit buy, or stop order buy. So for today's tutorial, I'll actually show you a couple of things, maybe just a market order entry as well as a stop order entry. Now, depending on what sort of transaction you would like to do, you can then obviously select either buy or sell. So let's say, for example, I'd like to sell Dogecoin right now. I would need to then go and change a couple of things. So one, market execution is what I'm wanting to show you. Two, the amount of Dogecoin I actually want to purchase. And remember, this is a futures contract, so it'll be a little bit more leveraged in terms of what you're actually purchasing. It won't necessarily be you're buying 10 Dogecoin, right? And then over here, you have the margin type. You can select that little pencil button. It will give you the option to choose either cross or isolated. So for example, if you want cross, that'll be a fixed leverage. And if you want isolated, you can then obviously change your leverage. So I like to trade between 5 and 10x. So let's say, for example, I set it to a 10x. You can now see on the top right hand corner, my actual margin has been changed. And over here now you can choose how many contracts you would like to go into, for example. So if you have a look over here, let's say I want to purchase 100 futures contracts on Doge and I want to sell. I would need to obviously make sure I correctly select the sell side of things. And then I just go place market order and place sell order. It's as simple as that. And now you'll see that the position is running, and you'll also see that my free margin has actually changed because of this execution order that I've gone into, right? So let's say, for example, now I would like to obviously implement some risk management strategies or whatever it may be. I will then need to go into, say, a stop loss or a take profit. So if you have a look here now, under positions, I will be running an active live position, which is what is currently showing now. And you can see here, we are selling Dogecoin for 100 contracts at an entry price of 0.38561, as well as what my liquidation price is, as well as what my position leverage is, and how much exposure I'm actually in. So if you have a look over here, pretty much if price moves to 0.4785, I'm going to get liquidated on this position. However, if I would like to actually maybe manually change this a little bit, or maybe I want to implement my own take profit and my own stop loss, I can do that by simply clicking on this little pencil button over here. And let's say, for example, I want my stop loss level to be at around 0.41. I will then have an estimated P&L of, say, minus $2.04. And if you have a look over here, let's say, for example, I would like to trade Dogecoin back down into 0.3, you'll then see that I will make roughly $8.50. So I go set, and now you can have a look. You'll see it is actually manually done this all for you. And if you want to go and actually change that yourself, you can just simply drag and drop. So let's say, for example, I'd like to move it to above this high. We will tell you what the estimated stop loss will be, so you can see how the value of that transaction is actually changing as I'm dragging and dropping. So let's say, for example, I'd like to risk $6. I then go set, and let's say I'd like to trade down into the $12 region, where I'll make $12, which would be around a 2-to-1, and that will be pretty much looking something like that. Okay, so if you would like to then close your position, there's one of two things you can do. You can either click on the exit button where it actually has your position running live, or at the bottom right hand corner where you have the position running, you can click close, and you can simply get out of the position. Now you'll see market order filled, and it has pretty much gotten out of the position. And if you go to your history tab, you will now be able to see that I actually purchased or sold Dogecoin in this instance, and I am now out of that transaction, right? So another example of, say, potentially using the cross functions that we have is a stop order, and I actually want to show you that because it's quite a cool function. So let's say, for example, price is currently trading at around 38 cents, and you only want to purchase the stock or the asset. In this case, it will be the cryptocurrency Dogecoin at that level of around 0.4397. And let's say you would like to have your stop loss sitting below this level at around 0.33 cents, because this would be your recent low over here. Then what you can do is you can use something called a stop order, right? Now, a stop order is quite useful in situations like this, where you want to potentially capitalize on any upward movement to the upside. However, you are not necessarily wanting to purchase price right now, because maybe price might come a little bit lower before it actually ends up trading higher, right? So how can I do that? You simply change from market to stop order. Let's say I want to purchase 100 Doge again. I would then need to manually input this price level, and I can do that by just simply hovering with my trading view chart, my crosshair. It will show you there of around 0.43924, right? So I will then go and change that manually. Let's say for educational purposes, I'll just use the high, which is telling me there already 0.43970. I would then want to purchase at that level. Let's say I want to change my isolated leverage to, say, around 5x. I would then literally just go place buy order, and you will now be able to see the limit entry sitting over here. All right, you won't be able to see this in your active positions order right now because it is an order. So you'll need to go, if you would like to cancel this order, you'd need to click on orders, which is basically next to the position section, and then you'll be able to see the option to either modify or cancel this order, right? And pretty much once price starts to do something like this, so once we chop around and let's say we go a little bit higher, you will then obviously have the position executed on your behalf. So you will then be in this position running live. Now, basically, then once that happens, you'll get a notification either via your mobile app or if you're on the terminal itself, and then you can go in and manually change your stop loss and take profit levels once the position is running live. So that is pretty much a nutshell how you can use the crypto futures platform with PrimesXBT to trade either a market execute position or a buy stop order. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's tutorial on how to trade Dogecoin on our PrimesXBT platform, and I'll see you guys in the next one.